Today is the day. The day is here. I feel like I've been waiting for this day my whole life, or maybe just a couple months, or really just since Monday, but it feels like my whole life because Louis Vuitton has released their makeup collection. This is the La Beauté collection from Louis Vuitton, and I got my hands on it. I'm so excited to review it for you guys today. Let's do this unboxing together. Okay, so just to show you the box that it came in, this is the box. My UPS man came towards my door, and I've never been more excited to see a man walking towards me in my whole life. And normally, my UPS guy is Rob. Rob, if you're watching, thank you for all you do. But this was a special delivery. Rob did not deliver this today. It was a different UPS man. I guess UPS knew this was a special package, so I had a special delivery man. And here is the box. Isn't it adorable? With a little delivery man right there, their little guy. Hello. And here are my goodies. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited. This is the beautiful bag that it came in with all this fun ribbon in here. And I picked up 3 eyeshadow palettes because I really wanted to review this for you guys and give you a broad overview of this collection. I would have picked up more, but because of the high price tag, I decided to pick up 3. And I picked up a lipstick and lip balm as well as a refill. Look how adorable this packaging is. Oh, Louis Vuitton really knows what it's doing. Let's unwrap this. Again, here's the little ribbon. And they gave me samples of their lipsticks. This is so exciting. This is kind of like my Super Bowl, as if I was playing in it, as if I had any athletic ability to play in a Super Bowl. Okay, and this is the refill for the lipstick because, again, this stuff was expensive, so I decided to pick up a refill instead of 2 lipsticks. Let's open up one of the eyeshadow palettes. This is number 650, Waking Dawn. That's the back there with all the information. Look at that. Top, bottom. So you slide it like this, and look at this. That is the embossing on the packaging. You can feel it. Look at that. And again on the back, and that's the other side, top, bottom. Okay, so you just pop it open right here. And it reveals, look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that is the Beyond Stunning packaging. Here she is. Isn't that a work of art? That is the side, the back. The great thing about this is if you don't want to use this as an eyeshadow palette 24 hours a day, when you're not using it for eyeshadow, you can use this as a paperweight because this thing is heavy. This weighs 5.6 ounces. I believe this is made of brass and aluminum. I don't believe there's any plastic in this packaging. Here she is. Okay, so now it comes with a little, well, actually there is plastic in this in the protective covering, but you take that off and this is it. And I picked this because I wanted something in the pink family that was still good for everyday use. Let's move on to 250 Nude Mirage. Isn't that a gorgeous everyday neutral? Really pretty. The final eyeshadow palette that I picked up was number 950, Sky is the Limit. And this is probably what I'm most excited for. Look at that beautiful blue color. These shimmer shades. So stunning. Now it's interesting because Pat McGrath, who designed this collection, is usually very colorful. I think some of these palettes are a little bit more neutral than what she normally does in her own company. So it's gonna be interesting to see how these swatch, how these apply, and I'm really excited to try this blue one in particular. Okay, and here we have the lipstick and the lip balm. First, let's open the lipstick. So here is the packaging for the lipstick. Look at that. Has that beautiful embossing. And here's the lipstick. Oh. Here is the lipstick that retailed for $160. LV. And what's nice about it is you can see through the top to see what color it is. And this is number 108 Silk and Spice. And the lip balm that I picked up was called Milky Way, number 40. And here it is. Look at that. I kind of like the white better than the black, but they're both gorgeous. But here is the top. I decided to go with a little bit of a different shade. This is kind of like a berry color that's very popular right now. So that's the beautiful Louis Vuitton emblem on the ring right there. And this is the refill that I picked up. So this is number 203 Rose Odyssey. That's it right there. And this is the refill. Okay, so first I'm gonna try the lip balm. So during the course of the video, I'll have the lip balm on, see how it feels, and then I'll switch over to the lipsticks. So let's try the lip balm. Oh, this is so excited. This is kind of like in the Lizzie McGuire movie where she started singing This Is What Dreams Are Made Of. If you're familiar with that movie, this is that kind of moment for me. This is what dreams are made of. Oh. Wow. Wow, what a pretty color. That is beautiful. Isn't that a pretty color? Let me come up close. So this is Milky Way. It's very hydrating. Definitely a minty smell, but it's a sweet mint. It's not bitter or anything. And it's so pigmented. This is not a Summer Fridays lip balm. This is a Pat McGrath lip balm. Oh, it's so pretty. I really love the shade. I love the way it applied. It feels good on the lips. It feels very hydrating, and I just love how pigmented it is. I'm a happy camper. Okay, so now that my lips are hydrated and looking so berry fresh and just, it's very smoothing. It looks great on the lips. I'm so excited about this. I didn't think I was gonna be excited about a lip balm like this, but I'm very excited. Okay, so let's start with this one. This is number 650, and I'm gonna swatch it for you. Although I don't wanna ruin it, but let's do it. Draw on 2 coats of each color. So that is the swatch for number 650. And these iridescent shades are absolutely gorgeous. I feel like this is perfect for fall and for every day. The first one here is to highlight, and it's a metallic champagne color. This is a shade. This is to shade, and this is a satin golden terracotta. This is to define, and it's described as a lumi matte warm brown. And finally, this is a twist shade, and this is a metallic rose copper. First, I'm going to take these 2 shades. I'm going to use the highlight shade to kind of dust over the lid just to give it a little bit of a base. And then I'm going to go in with this shade right here, and I'm going to put that all over the lid. Okay. Okay, so these are definitely pigmented, but not too pigmented. I would say more pigmented than a Chanel eyeshadow off the bat. Pretty. Going on effortlessly. Okay, so that is this shade over the lid. I'm gonna do the same on the other eye. And I'm not seeing any fallout whatsoever. And it just has a lot of dimension. Okay, so that is this shade all over the lid. Okay, and now I'm gonna go into this darker shade and put it into the crease to give some definition. So on the 25th of August, when these were released online for order, I put my order in, and for the next, I would say almost 24 hours, it kept saying, no, maybe it wasn't 24 hours, less than that, but the entire day it kept saying order pending validation. And I was nervous because I thought maybe my order would get canceled or some of the stuff would be out of stock, because as I was putting in my order, some of the things are already out of stock, which is crazy. I am going to try to go to the store on Friday for the launch day, because at the flagship store in Manhattan, I was there the other day, they said they're gonna be having a whole special team there for the release day. So that's exciting. And now I'm going to take this shade right here at the 9 o'clock position. Put that kind of in the middle. So I think what I'm going to do is just take my finger and pop it right in the middle. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so that is the shade right there. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the other side. And I have to say, these are so creamy. Okay, I'm gonna go go back in with the darker one again because I want to put a little bit more definition in the crease. No fallout on my face whatsoever. And that's pretty remarkable considering these are very powdery. Again, kind of similar to a Chanel formula. Okay, so that is built up a little bit in the crease right there. Now I'm going to take the highlighter shade and pop that right into the inner corner. Okay, I think I'm just going to go with my finger because I always have better luck with the shimmer shade using my finger. Oh, that's pretty. I'm also going to take this highlighter shade right here and pop it right under the brow to give it a nice highlight effect. Oh, see how pretty that is? So this is number 650, Waking Dawn. This is the finished look. And I love it. I think it emulates a sunset. I think it's just, you have so much dimension with this palette. I was afraid it was going to be a little bit monochromatic, but it's not. It's absolutely stunning. And it went on like a dream. The colors are beautiful and just the formula, it's powdery, but there's not 1 ounce of fallout on my face. Not one look. Nothing. Just so pretty. I'm so happy that this turned out as well as it did. You never know with these releases if they're going to be overrated or sometimes you don't know. I'm so happy with this color story, the formula. I'm so excited to play with the rest of the palettes for today. And again, this lip balm, it's giving beautiful, as the kids say. It's giving beautiful. All right, I'm gonna take this eyeshadow off and then move on to the next palette. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to Nude Mirage, but first, I wanna pop on one of the lipsticks. This is number 108, Silk and Spice. Ugh. Creamy. Now, I'm not putting a lip liner on because I just wanna see how the lipstick does on its own. And this is a satin finish. And the refill that I bought is a matte finish. Ooh, pretty. Okay, so this is Silk and Spice. So pretty. Very hydrating, easy to apply. So pretty. So let's move on to Nude Mirage. Let me swatch it for you. And I was going to pick up, I went back and forth about which ones to pick up. I thought maybe I would pick up the green one. There was a light pink one that was really pretty. But I also wanted to go with a little bit of more neutrals for the first foray into the palettes just because, I'm spending a lot of money on these palettes. I want to make sure I'm using them for every day. So maybe as time goes on, I'll dip into the other palettes a little bit more, but I did want to get a couple of neutrals just so that I'm able to utilize them in my everyday life. So this is the swatch for Nude Mirage. Very pretty. So under the shade inspiration for this palette, it says inspired by soft, versatile, neutral, rosy shades, imbued with subtle sophistication, the palette creates effortlessly natural looks, exuding an ethereal elegance. We have the highlight. This is a satin rose beige. Next, we have a shade of satin rosy mauve. Next, we have a defined ultra matte deep plum. And lastly, Twist, which is a metallic champagne rose. We're gonna take this shade right here and put it all over the lid. Now, normally I would use an eyeshadow primer for this, but I wanna see how the eyeshadows apply without it. Again, very creamy. This is a little bit more pigmented, I feel like, than the last palette off the bat. What I love about these palettes so far is that it kind of blurs the eyelids in a way. It's not picking up any dryness. It's not enhancing texture. It's just kind of like creating a veil effect on the eyelid. And you don't need, on this particular palette right here, I'm not having to apply a lot of product to get a good level of pigment. Okay, so that is this shade right here all over the lid. And next we're gonna take this dark shade right here and use that to define in the crease area. Yeah, this is much more pigmented than the previous palette, the Waking Dawn. Oh, but it's beautiful. This palette is surprising me. In the pan, it doesn't look like necessarily the most exciting palette out of the range, but wow. Wow, it's a lot of pigment. But again, no fallout. Okay, so that is the second color. It's a little bit deep, a little bit deeper than I expected. And I'm just using my finger just to kind of meld the colors together. But isn't that beautiful? Kind of like a plum smoky eye effect. So now I'm gonna use my finger just to go with this shimmer shade in the middle. Ooh, that is some shimmer right there. See it? Oh, this palette is really exceeding my expectations. Oh, I love this. This is so pretty. Wow. Again, I wasn't that excited about it just by the promo pictures in the pan compared to some of the other shades, but wow. Look at that. I'm just taking my foundation brush and just cleaning up some of the edges. Not because there's fallout, just because I went a little bit heavy-handed. Oh, look at that. So pretty. And then I'm going to take this highlight shade here and just go right into the corner of the eye. Especially right there in the corner. Oh, that created a beautiful inner quarter highlight, right? I'm going to take this and trace under the brow right there. And again, not 1 ounce of fallout under my eyes. So now I'm going to take this shade right here and just dust under the eyes. And just create even a little bit more dimension. Just go right back into that crease. So please excuse the change in my lighting. My ring light just died on me as I was filming this. So I'm sorry about the shift in lighting. But just to recap about this Nude Mirage palette, I think if you were looking to invest your money in one of these palettes, I think this might be a good option if you're looking for something that goes very seamlessly from day to night. I think if you were looking for something that you can use both for work and for maybe things after work or for nighttime, I think this is a great palette. You can do so many looks with it. It's so versatile. And it's just something I feel like you can get a lot of use out of and get a lot of bang for your buck. I'm gonna move on to the last part of this video where I try on that gorgeous, gorgeous blue eyeshadow palette as well as a matte lipstick. Like the old saying goes, all good things must come to an end. And now we are moving into the final portion of this video. I wanted to show you how the lipstick refill works. If you were thinking of just purchasing the refill and not purchasing the case, you can't. I mean, you can, but you won't be able to use the lipstick. So the way that this is designed is, you see this part right here? This locks into the lipstick case. Otherwise, you can't move the lipstick out of the case right here. I know some people were thinking of purchasing the refill without buying the full lipstick, and I can understand why. It's a very, very heavy price tag, but I don't think it would be useful for you because it doesn't seem like you can use the refill without the case. So just wanted to put that out there. Place the lipstick to put the refill in. You just take it out, and that little part goes, it meets its little mate in there. And it very seamlessly locks in. Comes with a little cap so you can put the cap on the refill. And now you have the lipstick. And this shade is a matte shade. This is number 203 Rose Odyssey. Let's see how this applies. I'm not sure how it's going to go with the blue eyeshadow palette, but let's give it a whirl. Just to show you up close, this is so stunning. And again, normally I would use a lip liner with the lipstick, but I just want to see how it applies without. I caved. I did go back over with a lip liner just because I feel like I needed it for this lip look. It's a beautiful matte lipstick. It's still creamy though. It is not drying. I don't feel like it's emphasizing any lines on my lips. And it went on beautifully. I just think you need a lip liner. So for this, I used the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner. It doesn't feel that different than the satin finish on my lips. I would say that the satin formula was a little bit easier to apply, a little bit less messy. I think this was a little bit more needing of some tender loving care, making sure that you stay within the lines. But it's beautiful and it feels great on the lips. And again, it doesn't feel that different than the satin shade. It does feel moisturizing. It's not drying. So formula-wise, it's beautiful, and I think it's a beautiful shade. Now let us have a moment for the beauty that this eyeshadow is. Okay, just, does it get any more beautiful than that? Look at that. According to the Louis Vuitton website, it says that this palette evokes the trailblazing ambition of Louis Vuitton women. Sky is the Limit embodies a bold blue palette punctuated by a subtle taupe in a graduation from soft, airy tones to deep, commanding hues, symbolizing their journey to success. Each shade celebrates boundless possibilities. On top, we have the highlight, which is a glittery sky blue. Right here, this shade is a satin cool taupe. This defined shade is a satin night sky. And lastly, here, the twist shade is a glittery royal blue. And we're friends here, so I can disclose this. This intimidates me just a little bit. I am a little bit hesitant in using this just because I'm not someone who wears blue eyeshadow all that often. I don't know many people that do wear these bright blue shades very often, but I'm ready for the challenge. I'm ready to accept. If Pat McGrath can make such a beautiful palette, then I for sure can try to do it some justice. So let's give this a whirl. This is the swatch for Sky is the Limit. Okay, so first I'm going to take this taupe shade and put that on as a base. So I was at the flagship Louis Vuitton store the other day on Monday when the collection released online. I went to the flagship store in Manhattan and I was like, can I see the makeup? Do you have anything out? Any of the accessories? Nothing. I'm hoping to go back on Friday the 29th when they release because I want to see if they have anything special in the store. Maybe I'll pick up another lipstick or something. Or maybe a lip balm. I'm very impressed with the lip balms. So this is the taupe shade right here. And I have to say, it's a beautiful one and done shade. Really pretty. Okay. So, I'm going to take the light blue shade and also just dust that all over the eye. And I'll come back to that in a minute. And now I'm going to take this very vibrant royal blue shade. And I'm going to put that on the outer corner of the eye. I may just have to use my fingers for this. And don't worry if it's messy. We're going to fix it. Ooh. Ooh. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Okay. Build it up just a little more. Get into the inner crease there. Buff it out. Okay, so very dramatic. And pop that onto the other lid. Very creamy. Very easy to go on. Okay. And with these shimmer shades, or the more shimmery shades, there's not any grittiness to it. It's really smooth. Some shimmery shades are just a little bit too gritty. This is not gritty at all. I'm just taking my concealer brush and just cleaning it up ever so slightly. You see how easy it is to clean it up? It's not staining the skin. A lot of times a blue eyeshadow or something this deep might stain the skin, and it doesn't look like it's doing that. So that's good. Oh, just look at that little LV. So pretty. Okay. So now I'm going to take this light blue shade and I'm going to pop it into that inner corner right there. Just pop that right in there. That is stunning. And now I'm going to take this very precise brush and dip into that very, very dark blue. And I'm going to try to do a top eyeliner as well as a little bit on the bottom. This skill I haven't perfected yet, doing this on camera while holding a mirror. All right, I didn't do so bad of a job. Did all right. Let me know in the comments down below, do you wear blue eyeshadow a lot? Because I personally don't. But this is kind of inspiring me maybe to try it out a little bit more. Plus, I just invested a substantial amount of money in a blue eyeshadow palette, so I guess I will be wearing blue eyeshadow more often. At these prices, I should start wearing this makeup to breakfast, lunch, and supper. I'm just loving how easy these are to work with. Like, if you make a mistake, just fix it, and it's fixed. So I just created a little bit of a winged eyeliner effect very easily. I'm just ever so slightly taking it and going along the lower lash line. Trying not to poke myself in the eye, because if you've watched my channel at all, you would know that I do that sometimes. Quite often, in fact. I take the lightest blue shade and ever so slightly just go under the brow, just to give a little sparkle. It's not very pigmented at all. It's very forgiving. Very, very forgiving. Just popping that on top to give it a little bit more of a cohesive look. Okay, so I threw on some mascara, and this is the completed look with number 950, Sky is the Limit. If you're somebody who loves blue eyeshadow, I think you would fall in love with this palette very quickly. And if you're someone who does not typically wear blue eyeshadow, but you're looking maybe to try something different or something a little bit out there, outside your comfort zone, this is a safe option because it's easy to work with. There's no fallout. It went on beautifully. And these colors just play so well together. The taupe shade is a great one and done shade. And you could just do so many fun combinations with this palette. So very happy with this one as well. Okay, so sadly, this wraps up the review and unboxing of the brand new Louis Vuitton makeup collection, the La Beauté collection. And I have to say, I am blown away by it. I was a little bit, not nervous, but I was wondering if maybe it would be overhyped. You know, sometimes in the beauty community, there's some things that get so hyped up and, you know, sometimes they don't live up to the expectation. This definitely did. It exceeded my expectations. First of all, the packaging, the way it was delivered, everything was just so beautiful. These eyeshadow palettes are, to me, they're a work of art. I mean, I know that sounds silly, but as a Louis Vuitton lover, I just think this is so timeless, so classic. The weight of it is just so impressive. It feels like something substantial is in your hand when you're holding it. I think if you're looking to buy a gift for somebody, this would make a great gift because it's something they can have for a really long time. It would be something that would look great in their makeup kit or in their vanity or in their purse. It's absolutely beautiful and just something that I think is a really timeless piece from Louis Vuitton. The formula is stunning. I mean, it's Pat McGrath. I don't think any of us doubted that the formula would be great, but it was beautiful. And I really had fun playing with the different options. And the lipsticks and lip balm from Louis Vuitton were absolutely gorgeous. The lip balm really blew me away with how pigmented it was. And that shade in particular was really beautiful, as well as the lipsticks. The satin lipstick, I really love how it applied. And I think the packaging is gorgeous. And the matte shade was also surprisingly comfortable on the lips. It didn't emphasize any lines in my lips. So I was really excited to try these beautiful lip products. And I think they are a gorgeous addition to this La Beauté line from Louis Vuitton. Those are my final thoughts on this collection. I had so much fun testing out these beautiful Louis Vuitton makeup products. Please let me know in the comments down below what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer them if I can. And I would love to hear what you're thinking of picking up and what you think of the collection. If you're excited about it, let me know in the comments. I'm such a Louis Vuitton lover, and I'm so happy that I got these products, that they were available. Just feel very, very happy to have been able to try this. And I'm really glad that I got to try it out for you guys. And I hope that this was helpful as you decide whether or not you want to purchase any of these items and test out the brand new makeup line from Louis Vuitton. So thank you so much for being here. Please comment down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And please consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you be a part of this growing community of beauty lovers. So I appreciate your time. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.